Some women just do not like other women. There are some women who absolutely hate another woman. Have you ever been in a situation where you was being kind to a woman, where you were trying to make conversation or maybe trying to help her in some way, and it seems like the whole time she was giving you her backside to kiss, as if she was giving you all of the attitude she had within her? Anytime you deal with a woman who's automatically like that and you've done nothing to her, that's just her overall demeanor towards you as a woman, she does not like women. And believe it or not, even though we are a sisterhood, we are women, we are alike in many ways, there are some women who just do not like other women. There are some women who hate other women. There are some women who get so jealous, so envious, so insecure around other women that they just cannot stand being around other women, even though they are a woman. You would think when you identify with somebody in your humanity, you're a woman, you would think that you would have a little bit more empathy. You would think you would have a little bit more in common. You would think that you would actually seek to come together because you share your womanhood. You share that experience as women. Now, we all have different experiences, but in nature, most of us as women go through the same kind of emotions, same kind of hormonal changes. We all kind of go through the same thing in different ways. And you would think that would bring us closer as women. But a lot of women, despite all of our sameness, despite all of us having the same kind of shared experiences, some women absolutely hate other women. And in my opinion, I'm going to give you the reasons why I think that is. Number one, a lot of women are very insecure. And when they get around other women, they malfunction. They don't know how to act. They act like somebody's done something wrong to them when they're around women who make them feel uncomfortable. Now, some women may feel uncomfortable around women who are doing absolutely nothing wrong to them. Meaning, you could be a very nice woman, you could be well mannered, you could be well intentioned, you could be trying to be a friend to another woman, and she will absolutely despise you simply because you're being nice to her. She will despise you simply because you are trying to get to know her. Some women are so insecure, meaning they don't feel good about themselves. They don't know their own self-worth. They don't know their own self-value. They don't really have self-love. And because of that, when another woman tries to get close to them or tries to pay them a compliment or just be kind to them in general, they automatically see it as fake. Women who are insecure, they often see other women being nice to them as somehow being fake, somehow being phony. You're not being genuine at all. And they see it as if you are somehow having some kind of other motive to get close to them. Insecure women can't really accept like decent things from another woman. They can't accept kindness from another woman without thinking that you're doing it with some kind of ulterior motive. You're just trying to be nice to me because of this. You're just trying to talk to me because of this. When a woman is insecure with other women, she always looks at you as if you are some kind of suspect in the imaginary situation that she's made up in her head. You're just trying to get at her in some way. And when a woman has that kind of mindset, she will absolutely hate other women. She will always be suspicious of the motives of another woman. Number one. Number two, when a woman does not like other women just because, and I'm not saying if something happened and she has a reason to dislike you, I'm saying like those interactions you have with women where you first meet them and you're trying to make a conversation and they automatically give you their nasty attitude, or they ignore you, or they, be nice nasty to you, or they say things that are inappropriate to you and they don't even know you. It's because they do not like women. And I think a lot more women need to recognize this so that way you are not being around women, number one, who don't want you there, because we don't occupy spaces where people don't want us. We don't get into spaces where people are just tolerating us. And we definitely don't get into spaces where we could be in harm's way. And when you are sitting in the presence of a woman who does not like other women, you are making yourself susceptible to bullying, to humiliation, to a lot of toxic drama, and a lot of things that you don't need as a woman if you want to remain unbothered. But the number two way you can tell a woman just does not like women It's because, or the number two reason that some women just do not like women, it's because they've been hurt by other women. When a woman has been hurt by other women, she finds it very hard to trust women. And in that regard, I will understand that it's valid to feel that like you can't trust other women, like you have to have your guard up. You know, you have some women who have been hurt by their mothers, by their aunties, by family members, where they started to look at all women as if they are that. And when you look at all women as if they're toxic based on your one experience or certain experiences you had with other people, you're not going to trust other women. And some women, unfortunately, have only had the privilege of being exposed to toxic female imagery, toxic female relationships. They weren't shown good examples of what true sisterhood is like. They weren't given true examples of how to be a decent friend, how to be a decent woman. All they've been shown is backhanded, ways of acting toward one another, step on other women, get by any means necessary, put down other women. That's all they know. So when you come along with all of your genuine kindness, trying to be kind and a friend to that type of woman, once again, she's going to be suspicious of your motives, understandably, because she's been hurt. And that's why they say hurt people hurt people. If a woman has not gone through the process of allowing God to heal her, she will always look at other women as if they are the problem, as if they are doing something to harm her at all times, even when you're trying to help her. So the number two reason why I think some women just do not like other women, it's because they've been hurt by other women in the past. They might have had other women, interfere in their relationships. They might have had other women interfere in different areas of their life, and it really just soured them to the idea of ever getting close to another woman, having female friendships. These are often the women you hear say, oh, I don't do females. I don't do female friends. I rather hang around men. When women speak that way, it's typically because they do not like women, and it's because they've been hurt by other women. Number two. The number three reason why I believe some women just do not like other women, they just hate, can't stand other women, is because they've been conditioned to hate other women. Now, this is what you see more often than not. And a lot of times this comes from our programming. This comes from what you see on TV. This comes from social media, and this also comes from a lot of toxic family members who like to put women against one another. This is often where women are glamorizing the whole competition, where another woman is always your competition. You always have to do better than this woman. You have to be better than her, look better than her, be smarter than her. It's always that comparison too. And if a woman has the mindset that she always has to compare and compete with other women, she will not be a girl's girl. She will not be the type of woman who is going to be a good friend. She is not going to be the type of woman who's going to be a good companion because she hates women. Anytime you go out of your way to put down other women, you absolutely hate other women. And there are some women who are conditioned from an early age to absolutely hate women. And sometimes women have toxic mothers, toxic aunties, who are now sharing their negative experiences with their young daughters and teaching them how to hate and despise other women, how to compete and compare and not trust other women simply based on their experiences. Misery does love company. And when you have a woman who's so miserable and insecure, she will pass that kind of misery on to her children, on to people she's around, where now you have a bunch of bitter women sitting around complaining about how much they hate women. And these can be women that have done nothing wrong to them. If you are the type of woman who has too much happiness, too much joy, you're not pessimistic, you have a decent outlook on life, women who do not like other women, they will take an issue with you unless you share that same type of misery like them. There are some women who only like other women based on how miserable they are. Some women, and I know this might sound crazy, but you have a lot of women who are like this, they actually can only be friends with women or be around certain women that make them feel secure in their misery. So if a woman is insecure within herself, she will make sure that she hangs around other women whom she might be able to manipulate easily, whom she might be able to disrespect, women who are not going to require her to respect any kind of boundaries, women who are not going to put their foot down and actually expect respect from them because they're bullies. Women who do not like other women tend to have that bully, obnoxious, overbearing kind of attitude toward other women. And unless you are like that, unless you know how to play their game and be overbearing, obnoxious, loud, and just unlikable in general, they will not like you. If you are the type of woman who is too upbeat, too kind, you're not miserable, you like your peace, and you do not like a lot of drama and issues, you don't like to be mean to other women or men for that matter just because. And a little sidebar, women who don't like other women, they tend to be very mean just because. I'm not saying if something happened, they're mean, things happen. They are mean and miserable for no good reason. Women who operate that way typically hate other women, especially nice women. If you are a woman who speaks in a softer tone, if you are a woman who is, like I said, just more peaceful, you don't like a bunch of rah-rah, you don't like a bunch of drama, and she's like that, she will absolutely hate you. Miserable women like to flock together. So unless you're willing to get down in the trenches with her and be in the gutter and berate and put down other women, you're not going to be liked by that kind of woman. She is not going to want to be around you because your happiness aggravates her misery. And women who are like that, it's because, in my opinion, they're broken. They're still not healed from whatever it is that they might have gone through. And they do not make the best companions. Those kind of women you have to actually feel bad for, you have to pray for, and most importantly, keep your distance away from them because their sour mood and attitude will absolutely rub off on you. And this is a lot of the reason why we have a lot of women have nasty attitudes for no good reason, simply because they were never taught how to love themselves. They were never taught the good things about themselves or how to improve themselves in some way. Instead, what they were taught is to look at other women who have and who are what you aspire to be and make them feel as bad as possible. Make sure that you go out of your way to be mean to that kind of woman because she represents everything that you are not. And when women are insecure and they feel like another woman represents everything they are not, instead of them working on their own self-development, instead of them working on their own spirituality, they actually lash out and rage against other women who represent the very positive things that they are lacking within themselves. So don't be surprised, especially if you're a woman who is trying to be a decent woman, if you're a beautiful woman, if you put it together and keep it together the best way you know how, you will have women who will dislike you and sometimes hate you just because. Your positivity and the way you carry yourself as a woman is kryptonite to a woman who absolutely hates other women. These type of women normally are very jealous, very envious, and they just don't know how to treat other women well, especially when you're trying to help them. In my experience, the worse you treat another woman who acts that way, the more she respects you. It's almost like that, those contests the men have when they're like trying to show who's who, who's the boss, those kind of things. A woman who hates other women, it's almost like you have to stoop to her level to get any kind of respect. And if you're an unbothered woman, if you're a woman who's leaning into her femininity, you just do not have time for that. But there are some women that are so mean and miserable that they only feel good if they can make another woman feel bad. And you definitely want to keep your distance from those type of women. All right? So women do hate other women just because.